Why do people come to you in the first place for your help?
Yeah. So I usually hear from organizations when they're starting to feel lost or the leadership is feeling lost. What that can look like is they're losing revenue, they're losing donations, the members are losing momentum, they're losing commitment. Maybe there's high turnover in employees. Maybe there's just a lot of conflict. What I hear is a lot of blame. So
Finger pointing.
the members or the employees are pointing fingers at the leadership. The leadership is saying, yeah, but if we had better employees or better members, then everything would be okay. And everything gets kind of murky. It can be stuck in this sense of not being able to move past the drama.
So they're in a hole, but they don't know how to get themselves out of that.
Yeah, exactly. One of my clients has actually said, I just want to be able to get stuff done instead of constantly getting sucked into these interpersonal conflicts.
Battles. What do they most often seem to be looking for?
Yeah, they want to be able to fulfill their purpose. They want to be able to pursue that mission without all of those distractions. They want to have enough resources to be able to do what they're on this planet to do.
I love that.
That's what it's all about. But sometimes we lose sight of what the mission is. Sometimes we're just not all on the same page. And an organization can be really strong in one place. Like a lot of the organizations I work with are really grounded in their values. They know what they're about, they know who they are and what they stand for. And that commitment to their values can sometimes then create blind spots around other things that also need to be happening,
That are just as important.
but we haven't been paying enough attention to them because our values are front and center.
What do you actually do for people?
So a lot of times when a leader or an organization contacts me, there's so much of that blaming going back and forth that it's really hard for them to know what's really going on. So one of the first things that I'll do is just a reality check. I will take time to get perspectives from a lot of different people to find out what are the strengths and weaknesses of the different individuals, of the different parts of the organization, so that we can find out where do we really need to pay attention. And then I'll work one-on-one with one or more of the leaders to help them strengthen those strengths and mitigate the weaknesses that invariably are a part of the picture, to help build everybody up. So we'll actually do a little bit of career coaching just to make sure that that they're not making decisions impulsively, but we know who they are and what they really want to be doing, and is this the right organization for them or not? And then a few months into my work one-on-one with those individuals, I'll actually work with the leadership team. And that is such a fun process for me because I get to see this organization that, they've been pulling their hair out. I get to see them move from that sense of stuckness to understanding, oh, this is what we've been
bulb
doing.
comes on.
Exactly. They work together in new ways because they understand how they've been sabotaging themselves. But what we do is we play a lot of games. We are engaged physically. We're using the space. We're using our bodies. We're having experiences in the room. So mostly, so we have these experiences in the room, and then we'll have conversations to debrief those experiences to understand, all right, what is it that I brought to this experience? So for instance, there's this one game that we play with sticks. And people are like moving back and forth with these sticks. And one of the retreats that I led, after we played this game, one of the participants was like, I can't believe how much of myself I actually brought to this stupid game with these sticks. People are actually able to learn about their own patterns of thinking. And as soon as you have that self-awareness, then you're able to say, is this serving me? Is this giving me the results that I want to get? If it is,
Great.
hurrah, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
great.
We're going to celebrate that.
Right.
And if it isn't, then you have an opportunity. You can choose to do something different if you want to.
You can change, yeah.
Yeah. So we have those physical exercises. We have lots of conversation. We debrief those exercises, but we also talk about what are the challenges that we're facing. We bring in concepts that are important for understanding why things are the way that they are and how can they be different. So then we have lots of conversations about what are we going to do to change things.
What do you tell people?
One thing that I know about being in a values-grounded organization is that the people who are doing that work are passionate about their mission. They really want to accomplish something together. And by the time they come to me, they're frustrated, they're tired of wasting all of their time in this conflict, just blaming each other, not being able to get things done. And if you're going to experience real change, it's going to take an investment. It's probably going to take money. It's probably going to take time. But if you didn't need it, one, you probably wouldn't be watching this video.
That's right. That's true. That's true.
Two, you wouldn't be looking for help.
That's right.
We have access, certainly, to lots
Yes,
of books.
we do.
But those books, we read them. 1 month later, you're like, okay, that was really life-changing then. And now I feel like I don't have the tools anymore.
That's right.
So I have a friend who calls it shelf help.
It is.
Because it just sits on the shelf.
Yeah.
So what we do is, 4 days feels like it's a long time. And that's if you do it all at once and it's compressed. But even at that, every night you're going to bed, you're sleeping, your brain is ruminating on what you learned that day. You're coming back, you're reviewing, you're learning more stuff, you're applying the next day. It's becoming a part of how you are wired.
And that's important. You're changing that wiring.
Yes.
Changing those behaviors after that too. Yeah.
So real change takes time.
It does.
It takes focus. It takes a lot of conversation. Without conversation with your peers, it doesn't get hardwired as well. And another really powerful thing about going through it all together as a group is that you have that sense of momentum that we are doing this. This is our project.
You're
this
not
is our
going it alone.
initiative. Yes. And you can support each other, you buck each other up, and you get over that hill together.
Hello, I'm Reverend Lane Campbell, Minister of Religious Exploration at the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Columbus, Ohio. I had the privilege of attending a workshop led by Amy Watson, about 3 years ago. And what I appreciated about Amy's leadership in this workshop was the calm and poise that she brought to addressing issues that actually are really heavy and quite difficult for folks to talk about. Conflict in our congregations, ways that communities have been sort of torn apart from these conflicts. She was able to really bring a sense of calm and poise, especially when we're talking about these issues. And so her less anxious presence was extremely helpful. I appreciated Amy's sense of playfulness and ways that she was able to embrace those unplanned and less than perfect moments that come up anytime that one is leading a workshop. She was really able to go with it while also addressing some of the much needed content of the workshop. And then the other piece that I really appreciated about Amy Watson's leadership is the ways that she brought together both embodied learning and sort of in our head knowledge. And there was a good balance there for folks who have multiple learning styles. She's great at addressing that. And also, it's good for us to learn about these issues of healthy congregations in our bodies and out loud. Since that's how these issues come up. It's not just about having that in our head knowledge. It's also about having those practical pieces as well. Some of the things that have helped me in my ministry following Amy's workshop is that this workshop created a common language for myself as a minister, with our staff, as well as with folks in our congregation. So we were able to sort of talk more freely about systems thinking and how to approach this issue or that issue using some of the knowledge from this workshop. I also see ways that it really helped me to think through, when there is a situation coming up, to not just take it at surface value, but also to plumb the depths and explore some of what's going on behind the scenes. What are some of the sort of hidden assumptions, hidden systemic pieces at work in this particular situation? And then what she also helped me do, and what she's helped our congregation do, is to navigate a transition. Our congregation has been in an interim ministry for the last 2 years, and having some of the thinking as part of our congregational culture prior to this good transition has really been helpful. It's really been helpful in our leadership maintaining a less anxious presence, in our staff being able to address different issues as they come up, and also it certainly set the ground for our interim minister coming and now doing a good leave taking. So I found this workshop extremely helpful from Amy Watson, and I'm sure that you will too.